Hello folks, I'm Abfielder. Welcome to this Minecraft tutorial, and today we're going to be looking at the Squid Game's Glass Bridge game. You guys also might have seen Mr. Beast did a video recently. It has just a small number of views, just 17 million views, which they did this in Minecraft. Now, no doubt they had a whole bunch of plugins and resource packs that made that look super awesome. Stuff that us mere mortals don't have access to. And I was wondering, can I pretty much replicate this with vanilla mechanics? And with the help of command blocks, I can do that. So I can create a timer. We use the boss bar to display the timer to the players. We can control that timer with this mechanism over on the left-hand side. We simply break the redstone block to get it started. And then we have the command blocks down below here to check when the player is on them and control which platforms will break when we jump on them. Just to shout out first, the timer mechanism itself came from a YouTuber called Fault in YouTube, and I just amended it with some extra stuff to suit my needs and to suit this particular game. So I'll put a link to the guy's channel down below. Don't forget to check that out. So yeah, as we jump on these platforms, if one of those command blocks is active, then it will shatter. Now I have some good news for you. The timer is the most complex part, the two things to the left and the right. You might be looking at all these command blocks below thinking, oh my God, I've got so many different commands to type. Good news for you guys is I've made those commands relative. So it's actually just two commands for those middle blocks, two exact same commands, just copy and paste the lot. And then when we get down to 10 seconds, we hear those noises, the bleeping noises. When we get to 0, the entire platform shatters, as you just saw, and then we get the dragon noise as well, which you're probably hearing in the background now. What I've done for you here, so that redstone block is magically reappeared to stop the timer. We can just flick this lever and all those glass platforms will magically reappear. I have no idea why I didn't put a button there. Button would have been better. I'll replace that in a moment. And then over here, if we want to start the game again, we just click that button on the right and it will reset the timer. Right, button there. And then if I reset that button or hit that button, there we go. We've got our timer back on the screen, and then we can just knock away that redstone block on the left. Right, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know about this. I'm going to show you how to customize it. You know, if you want to make it bigger, longer, things you might need to know with the timer. There is a command in the timer that if you do it east to west, you might need to know about. There's plenty of signs all on this thing to tell you what everything's doing. And then on the other side here, we got these helpful commands here, these B4 things. These will help you. Look down in the description below because it'll help you just copy and paste the commands rather than having to pause the video and just copy them out manually, which might lead to mistakes. You can see here all the controls we got, like on the timer that controls all the noises, how the boss bar gets updated, etc. And again on the back, got all these letters that will come in handy later in the video. That is one of the longest intros I have done. I'll split it into chapters so you can skip past some of this stuff. Let's go into the tutorial. Okay, we're going to start with the glass platforms then. And I did have good news for you. If you watch the intro, you'll know despite there being the best part of 40 command blocks here, actually, no, wait, best part of 80 command blocks, there is only two commands called D1 and D2. This is because I started by doing the timer first when I was building it. We're going to place a command block down. Don't worry about the direction, does not matter. Count out 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the fourth block, place your next command block, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is a 3 gap in between the command blocks, and it's the same in both directions. And there we go. We're going to build a 2x3 platform to demonstrate this. I'm just going to put a sign here. We're building this north to south. So if I look in this direction, I am facing north, that direction south. This will matter with the timer more than anything else. Doesn't matter too much at this stage. So if you're copying the video, build it north to south. Copy the command, so the D1 command, and then just paste it into there. Okay, what we're doing here is we're doing a command called execute positioned. And then we're looking at a specific coordinate. We're looking at relative coordinates, and the one you need to be wary of is this Y coordinate. If you want to move the platforms up or down, you need to change that value there. So that's looking around about 30 blocks above. Okay, it looks for a player, checks it's any player, doesn't matter which player. If the player's found, then it'll run the command. What it'll do is destroy the glass. It'll replace it with air. Set it to repeat by clicking that button a couple of times. And for now, leave it on needs redstone, but we'll talk more about that later. Hit done. Repeat that exact same process for the rest of the blocks. They'll turn purple if they're on repeat. Leave them all on needs redstone for now. And yeah, repeat. Then we'll do this one, paste the command, repeat. Command is D1, remember. Here we go, so that's our 6 blocks done. We'll put D1 on here just in case you want to pause the video, what have you, just make this really simple for you. Okay, we're now going to look at D2, the blocks on top. Now these blocks on top are what we use to restore the platforms. You can see they're orange, they literally just fill the platforms back in with glass. So you need to crouch and place it on top, otherwise you'll open the command interface. Do that for all 6, and again, don't worry about the direction, doesn't matter. Okay, we've got all 6 in place. We're going to grab our sign, D2, just to make it easy for you. And then we're going to paste it in. Now, again, if you want to change the height, you've got 2 values to change here. Those 2 commands there, the Y values, okay? Leave it on impulse, leave it on needs redstone, hit done, stays orange. If I put a button on this particular one and hit it, which will give it a redstone signal, there we go, it's filled out our platform. We're going to paste this into all the command blocks, like so. Nice and simple. Like I said, it's just the same 2 commands because it's relative. And then we're going to go in and place our slabs, like so. So they're top of the bottom block. We're going to go ahead and place a lever here because I've remembered why I did that. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. Go ahead and run your slabs in, run them into the sides like that. You always need to crouch click if you're placing on the command block. Okay, then we need our redstone dust and just place this on all the slabs. Okay, now if we flick the lever, that's going to fill in the rest of those platforms. Doesn't affect the one that's already there. If your platform is a lot longer, you've got a lot more of these glass platforms, the redstone signal is going to run out like it does on that one. So we put repeaters in. Now, if you use a lever, it's really easy to find out where you need to put them. Just as the signal's running out, put one down there. When you're done, you can get rid of the lever and put down a button. Okay, now I said we were going to talk about the needs redstone thing on the D1 blocks. So if I jump on all of these platforms, none of them smash at the moment, which isn't great. We kind of want some to smash. So the way we control this is by going back to the D1 block and we change one of them to always active, okay? And we're going to do that for one of these in each of the rows. So we've done one there. We're going to do one here. And then at the back here, we're going to do one more. Okay, and then because I'm an absolute genius, I'm going to cleverly stand on just the one block here, which is fine. And then this one is going to break because it's always active. So if I click on the mouse, always active means the platform will break. Needs redstone means the platform won't. That's how you can change which platforms will break. So if you want to play it multiple times, so players don't get to learn the route. That's it. These things here that I'm pointing at, these platforms, I'm assuming you're going to decorate this yourself. A, you can cover all the command blocks up, but B, I'm assuming you're going to want to make this bridge really pretty. So that, guys, is down to you. Next up then, we're going to create the scoreboards. We need to do this before we set up the timer. These command blocks don't actually do anything. They're literally just holding the commands for the purpose of this video, and they create a timer score, and then the minutes, the seconds, and the boss bar, etc. So I'm literally going to copy and paste them. This one sets up the timer score, etc. As I said, this was created by a YouTuber called Fulton YouTube. Link to the video will be in the description below. So literally copy and paste them from the description and then just put them into chat and hit enter, and that will create each of these things. The timer score is used by the timer itself. The minutes and second is just so it looks pretty and makes more sense to the users. We'll go down a little bit here. The boss bar obviously is what puts the boss bar on the screen. Then next up, we have the one that makes the boss bar visible, and this makes it visible for all players. And then on the right, this one on the right is a little bit more important because if you want to adjust the timer, you can do so here. You'll have to do it in other places as well. So I'm just going to change that to 60 seconds and hit done and then paste it in. Okay, that's our scoreboard all set up. Like I say, literally just copy and paste all the commands down below. These are the commands. I'll put them in order in the description below, A1 to A5. Literally just copy, paste into chat, hit enter. That's all you've got to do with those commands. Right then, we're going to look at how we reset the boss bar timer, and that's this contraption to the right hand side here. And all you do is you press the button and it resets it back to what its default to. If I hit the button, you're not going to really see anything because the bar is already where it needs to be. So some things to talk about then. Firstly, the arrows on these ones do matter. You see how they all facing the same direction into each other? They must do that. Now this first block, ignore the fact that there's an exclamation mark in the command. There's nothing there, it's grayed out. Make sure it's set to impulse and needs redstone. That's all you need to do with that block. Just hit done and that's it. Okay, the rest of them, the commands will be down in the description below, B1 to B6. And these, there we go, all these are set to chain and they're all set to always active. So just set them to chain, always active, and I'm just demonstrating that all like that, and hit done when you've pasted the command in from the description below. And there's some descriptions there of what they actually do. They basically just control the lookout. Now, what do you do if you want to change this timer? Well, the first thing you need to do is this A6 command where we set it to 60 seconds. We're going to set it to 2 minutes, which is 120 seconds. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do my chat and I'm going to paste. Now you see how the boss bar half full? That's because the maximum is now 120, not 60. So we need to fix that. So the first thing you want to do is this first block here, they set timer score to your max value. Change that to match, so 120. Okay, now we need to change our minutes, which is the second block. So we're going to change that to 2. Now watch what happens when I hit the button. There we go, it sorts it out. If you do want to change like to 2.5 minutes, so set it to 150 seconds, you'll also need to update the seconds block as well. Last up then is the game controller. This does the 1 second loop that counts down, and then the command blocks that control the various sounds and the look of the boss bar while the game is in progress. I'll hover over so you can see the circuit, and just for reference, there's a 3 block gap of redstone wire there. And these repeaters are on 2, 4 and 4 ticks. That will be listed down on C0 in the description below. We have a repeater going into there and a repeater going into that repeater with a redstone block. The redstone block locks the repeater to stop the timer from always running. You break the redstone block and then the game will start. Okay, one thing to note, you see the redstone dust is flashing. It's not always like that. You have to start it off, and also it can get locked on. Break a bit of redstone dust if it's locked on, like so. Wait till it stops, or wait till the redstone dust is no longer active. Put your redstone dust back, place down a lever, flick it on, and then just break the lever. And there you go, your timer is running. And I'll hover over once again just so you can see that circuit. And like I say, it was a 3 block redstone dust sort of line as it comes out of the repeater line there. Okay, let's talk about the command blocks then. C1 to C10. Some of these are optional. You can change these if you want. The first one then, which is orange, is on impulse and it is on needs redstone. Okay, the arrows, you see they're all pointing into each other again. Make sure they do that, it's important. The rest of them, they're this green color and they are on chain and they are always active, all of them. And as I said, the signs tell you what they do, but they control the various things around the boss bar, the sounds, etc. And we'll just quickly go down the line and show you some of these. There we go. Now, some things you will need to note because the coordinates here aren't relative. I could have made them relative, but I didn't think there was much point because I suspect people will want to change the size or the number of their platforms and things. So I'm going to show you how you set that up because obviously it's set up for this. So if we look at this one, C6, to start off with, C6 is actually the redstone block. Now, as long as you leave it in the same direction that I've been building it, this is fine. If you change the direction, these relative coordinates need to change. So you'll have to figure that out yourself. That's the redstone block that controls this timer. Right, next up then is the destroy all platforms command. So if I click on this one, you can see I've got what I would call absolute coordinates in there. They're not relative. So you need to know how to get these coordinates. Okay, currently this block is placed in at the big game that I demonstrated at the beginning of the video in the intro. So I'm going to show you how I get that. The other thing is, here we go. If I head up, If you look on the left-hand side at the moment, you can see I'm facing towards positive Z, positive X, and this just makes it just slightly easier. It doesn't matter too much. If I do the F3 debug screen, because that was mini HUD, it's on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you could see the targeted block there. You need to note down the coordinates of the targeted block of the first corner and then the second corner, and there you go again, targeted block on the right-hand side. So make a note of the two sets of coordinates. So if I head over to the platform that we've been building and then try not to break the platform that I've been building, but I can put that back. I went a little bit too close and grab that coordinate, so the first block, and I'm going to write this down on my notepad, and it was on the right-hand side of the screen, as I said before. And then we go to the opposite corner once we've got that coordinate. Give me a moment, folks. I'm literally writing this down. Okay, and then we head to the opposite corner, like a diagonal, and we grab that corner block as well. And again, it's on the right-hand side. It's the targeted block that we want. Once we've got that, what we want to do is head back down to our command block. Give me a moment, folks. Okay, got it. We're going to head down to the command block. And it's this one here. It was C number 9. And you see where we, oops, there we go. I'll just demonstrate that, C number 9. And you see where we've got these coordinates. I need to put in my new coordinates. Now, the Y level stays the same for me in this example, might be different for you. So I can just delete that delete that coordinate, put the new one in, put the new Z coordinate in as well. And then for the second corner, the diagonal corner, change the X and the Z coordinate. As I said, for me, the Y coordinate is the same, may be different for you. Boom. Okay. We're going to start this timer by destroying the block. I'm going to skip ahead till there's 15 seconds left. When we get down to 10 seconds, you start to hear the noises. And then it's the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. And if I've done this right, it should break the platform over there. Boom. There we go. And the dragon noise will play as well. I'm going to let that finish. If you want to adjust these sounds, you can get rid of the sounds. You don't need the sounds, all right? You can destroy them. Don't need them. Just remove the blocks. If you do remove the first sound block, just move all the other blocks up. The last one doesn't matter because it's right at the end. Just destroy it. If you want to change the sound, it's in there, and same for this one. Like I say, if you remove this block, move all the other blocks up one. Anyway, folks, that's how you do this video. If you need any help or assistance with it, let me know down in the comments. If you want a world download, then head to abfielder.com or a Litematic. I will put both on my website, abfielder.com. And if you need more help than I can provide in the YouTube comments, you could always join the Strangecraft Discord. Link for that is on my website, and I will also put it in the description down below. And you can also tweet me as well. Folks, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and give the channel a subscribe. I always check the stats of these things out. If this video does well, then I will consider doing the Squid Game, the red light, green light, I think it's called, green light, red light. The one that was also in Mr. Beast's video. That's a lot more difficult, will take me a lot more time. So I'm counting on you guys to show me that it's worth my time. Thank you very much, folks. I'm Ab Fielder. That's all I have time for. Goodbye.